Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 2 of the Naija FC podcast, featuring myself, IoT, and my co host.
Smith Layi.
Yes, thank you very much, Smith Layi. Um, this is the second episode of this new podcast. Before we get into the conversation for today, I want to say a big thank you to all you guys that have been supporting us. The viewership on the first episode has been quite remarkable, and honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised as to how many people have been watching and listening to it in only a few days since we released. So, because of how you guys supported our first episode, you gingered us to come back, earlier than we're even supposed to.
Yes, yes.
And yes, we're bringing you the second episode pretty quickly,
hmm
and more to come in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure creating this content for you. We have a few topics to get into today. As you all know, the FIFA Women's World Cup is quickly approaching. We're recording this on July 17th. We are only 3 days away from the kickoff of the tournament. Nigeria, of course, kicks off on the 21st against Canada, and we want to talk about some of the things revolving around the Super Falcons. Firstly, their friendly win on Saturday morning in the early hours of the day. For those of us that are not in Australia, it was early hours of the day. The Super Falcons played a friendly match, a test match, however you choose to describe it, against Queensland Lions FC. I know you've probably not heard of that club before,
Yeah.
but they are a second division Australian women's football team, essentially a collection of Australian players who are not good enough to make the Australian national team.
Yeah.
Um, and as you can imagine, the Super Falcons triumphed in that game. A very big victory for the Nigerian ladies. They won the game 8-1. Onumonu was on the score sheet. Oshoala scored a brace. Ajibade scored. Give Monday scored. Tony Payne scored. Halimatu Ainde scored. Commanding victory. I think for me, I look at that game and I'm like, there's really not too much for them to take away from the result. I don't think that they're going to beat that kind of team 8-1 and they start to feel like they are some superstar team or anything like that. But I was looking at the positive side of it for the coach would be that at least, before going into this tournament, he was able to see his team in a game, in a match situation, at least able to see how they can combine with each other, how they communicate, how they move, because it would have been a big miss for us to go into the tournament without having played any friendly match of any kind. So while it was not high level opposition, I personally am still like, okay, at least they played against somebody. He would see who works well with the other person, who doesn't work well with another person. And for a player like Onumonu now, for example, she was able to score a goal, even if it gives her a little boost of confidence, that okay, I still know where the back of the net is,
hmm
and I didn't watch the game, nobody watched the game, but I heard from people that were there that it was quite a fine goal that she scored, you know. And I think, overall, it is what it is. A win is a win is a win at the end of the day. And the girls will be going to face Canada um, with a little bit of confidence. Smith, like, what do you think about that game and the results?
Yes, I think it's like you say, it's more or less like a practice game between a second division side. So it's just like a workout. And it's like a confidence booster too, just to know that they can play themselves around and they can actually score goals. So I'm not surprised that the game is not televised, because when tournaments are actually close like this, you need to put your cards on your chest, because you don't want your opponent to be spying and looking at exactly what you want to do. So I'm not surprised that the game was not televised. There's no recording. So I think Randy is already wrapping up what he's going to do against Canada. So it's a good win, and I'm really happy about it. Especially those that you think might not be in the starting 11, they actually would have a run out, so that when they are being called upon, it's very important that they are still match fit and they can actually stand up and be counted. So it's a good win.
Mm.
I'm really actually impressed. But what I'm not impressed with is that they considered will have been just 8-0 or 10-0. So I want it to be like a clean sheet. I don't want them to concede. Come on, second division side. Who let it go in? Who caused it? So I don't want to go into that, but at least it's a good win, and it's coming at this time that we needed to actually what have it. Just a positive thing coming from the girls, because don't forget that last 2 or 3 weeks have been full of drama. So, and we are tired of the
Yeah,
drama. We just want them to play, and we also want we also want Nigerians to be happy and be proud of the team. That's my takeover. It's a good win.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, I like I said, I also think it was a good win for the girls. And if we count it, if we count it, I don't think it counts as an official match, to be honest.
No.
But we're currently on a 4 game winning streak, if you count it. So that's a nice one. But I mean, I don't think it counts as an official game, so that's not really
Yes.
a relevant
Mm.
point of conversation.
Yes.
And speaking about our opponents, Canada, they also played a behind closed doors friendly match.
Yes.
They played against the Lionesses of England,
Okay.
in a closed door friendly match, and they played a 0-0 draw against
Draw.
England.
Yes.
Um, so same thing, is I mean, obviously two different kinds of friendlies. We are playing second division club. Canada are
Yeah.
playing against England,
Yeah.
but but still,
Yeah. So
a friendly is friendly.
it's also a good thing that they're also doing from their own part. Don't forget that on their side too, they have not been preparing with friendly games, just like us. So we're in the same shoe. Imagine, it's like we are tied together. They play Lions. We also play Lions too, but the Lions are just different.
We play Lions.
Yes, one can bite, the other one cannot bite. So let's just look at how it is and how it goes. And
It's
it's
it's like
actually
it's like sorry, I say it's like the difference between um lion that you see in London Zoo versus lion that you see in Ibadan Zoo.
yes.
You
You
know, but
just one that will just be waiting for you to throw something, and one that will be aggressive. Okay, so that is it. But it's actually what a good thing for them. I think they will have learned one or two things. Let me just say something about another behind closed door friendly between Ireland and Colombia. The game was abandoned after 20 minutes because one island player got injured. The Colombian became so physical that the island coach and officials have to say that we can no longer continue
I
anymore.
know they do it.
So yes, we're even happy that our own did not end up like that. So it's actually because they have key players injured now that they are sweating for our fitness before the finals. So I'm happy that there is no injury worries. The guys that got injured, the guys that got injured are coming back. So I'm happy about that. At least we can now focus on Canada.
And from my own friendly as well, I was happy to see that Oshuala played and she scored
Yes,
because I've been saying it. Oshuala for Nigeria is has always been like Neymar for PSG. When it's
yes,
time for the important game, all of a sudden you just hear that the
injury,
person is injured. Neymar is
injured,
injured. When it's
injured,
time for WAFCON, all of a sudden first game Oshuala is injured. So
injured.
hopefully she can keep her fitness, and she can be a key player for us, especially in that first match that we don't have Ajibade.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody will be looking at Oshuala as the star player. And I mean, she's also one goal away from tying the record for most goals scored in a World Cup for Nigeria. So if
Yes,
she needed any extra motivation, extra incentive, that
yes,
can be it. If she does well in this tournament, she can become the outright top goal scorer for Nigeria at World Cup if she does well in
yes,
this tournament.
yes.
Um, just something else from that friendly match, the starting 11 for that game. Let me just run it very quickly. Inadozie Chamaka was in goal.
Mm-hmm.
In defense, we had Rofia Timuro at left back. We
Yes.
had Tosin Dimei and Osinachi Ohale at center back.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Michelle Alozie at right back.
Yes.
In the midfield, we had Christy Uchebe, Jennifer Echegini, and Tony Payne. And then in
Mm-hmm.
attack, we had Asisa Toshuala, Ifoma Onumonu, and Esther Okoronkwo.
Yes.
Do you think that this is the lineup that we will see against Canada?
I'm I'm tempted to say that that's the lineup we're going to see against Canada. I'm tempted to say that, but I'm still expecting one or two changes in that team because the guys that were suspended did not start the game. and you realize that he's trying to do something with that team. But especially in that central defense, I think the main he started, and alongside Osinachi
Yeah, the
Ohale.
man.
So,
Yeah.
hmm, with the way it is, I think that might be the starting lineup. But my issue is this, you know, I studied all the previous games we played against Canada. It has been set pieces. They know what to do. They will load the bus. So who can be someone that can actually what help us out in that situation? So can the men be ready? So I've seen those games. No, they don't know what to do. They will cross the ball. They know that we don't have proper fullbacks then. Against them, we didn't use like proper fullbacks. So they cross the ball. So I just think that they should, if that is starting lineup, I'm fine with it. I know they're going to change some things in second half, but if that is lineup, I'm fine with it because we also want mobile centre backs, not the one that are very static. That like the captain. So we also want mobile centre backs. So I'm fine with that lineup if that has been the lineup. It's going to start with.
Mm. And for me, it's the same thing. I would have imagined in my mind. I was thinking, is it? He doesn't want Ashley Plumter to start because, like to your point, Ashley Plumter is somebody that is good in the air as well.
Yes, yes.
So defensive set pieces, she could be an important player. But Demey, maybe Demey has impressed in training. Who knows? Maybe she has been doing really well in training. Um, it, it's interesting. It will be interesting to see. I guess you said you'll be fine with it. So my next question about that will be that: do you think this lineup, this starting 11, is good enough to beat Canada?
I think so. I think so because in this like you don't know what's going to happen in that game. But I think that if we can stay compact in defense and frustrate them, for example, now if the first half stay nil-nil, they'll be under pressure to come out. They want to change something.
Mm,
To be other players actually want to come out, and I believe that if we can get them on counter attack, they're going to be in trouble. We have players to hurt them. So my issue is
mm.
that lineup. What Randy should work on is to stay compact. Stay compact, frustrate them. When we frustrate them, when it's like 60, 65 minutes, the game will become stretch. Then it's going to be who goes who. Don't forget that when you frustrate these people, what's it called? They can start giving out fouls. So maybe red card is going to be there so you never know. But I think that the most important thing is for them to stay compact. And Randy should also tell them the new offside rule so that they don't think that
Have they? No, have they started implementing that new rule already?
because when they announced it, I think that it might probably be the World Cup that we start using it.
Mm. I'm not sure because I didn't hear about it being used at the World
Bec-
Cup.
yeah,
Let me
because
see if I can
don't forget
check.
that during the under 20 World Cup, they start using this thing to announce the decision from the VAR before to the crowd.
Mm.
So they use that, they try that one, and then
Yeah.
normally try different things at FIFA competition. So that's why I was thinking that maybe they're going to start with that, but we'll see what's going to happen.
I mean, I didn't hear, but I mean, they usually have um going into a tournament like this, FIFA, whoever the organizer of the tournament is, they usually have like a rules
Mm-hmm.
session with all the national teams and all the
Yes,
players,
yes.
where a referee, somebody actually comes and sits them down and explains everything to them,
Mm-hmm.
what they can do, what they cannot do, what is new, what is old, So if it is something that is being implemented in this tournament, the players will for sure be made
Be made
aware
no.
by
Yes,
FIFA, not even by
by the
by the
coach.
coach.
Yes.
Um, okay. Interesting one. I mean, my opinion. I think this side is good enough to defeat Canada to force a result against Canada. I'm really looking forward to Christy Uchebe and Jennifer Echegini in that midfield.
Mm-hmm.
I think Christy Uchebe is going to have to cover a lot of ground. She's going to
Yes,
have to do a lot of work, and I
yes,
think Echegini is going to have to work to control that midfield. When
yes,
we get possession of the ball, Echegini is going to have to kind of slow the game down,
yes,
hold the ball up for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
pass in the right directions. I think
Yes.
she's going to be a key cog in the machine for the Super Falcons. And it's
Yes.
very interesting to say that because she's obviously still a very young player. She's still
Yes.
playing in university, but
Mm-hmm.
she's going to have a very pivotal role in this tournament. I
Yes.
really do think so. And then the
Yes.
attackers, talking about Oshuala. Of course, Oshuala is the African best player.
Yes.
Nigeria's by far our biggest name. She
Yes.
has to turn up for us. Okoronkwo is going to be an interesting one. She's going to be, for me, she's going to be like a dark horse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are not really necessarily going to expect her to do too much because she's not a big name player. She's not
Yes.
that popular, but I
Yes.
think she has a lot of talent. I think she's very good. And she's been playing in the lower league,
Yes.
so they won't even have too much footage to scout her to
Yes.
use to scout her because
Yes.
that league is not every game that they show on TV.
Yes.
So I think she can be a very crucial player for us, and even from our own set pieces, Tony Payne and Alozie, I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure they are going to be taking
Set
most of
pieces.
our
Yes.
set pieces.
Yes.
So they need to be on their days. They need to cross the ball well, try to
Yes.
create as many chances as possible when we do
Mm-hmm.
get
Mm-hmm.
set pieces.
Yes.
But yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm honestly very much looking forward to that game. Of course, I live in Canada, so I want to be able to, I
Yes.
want to be able to have bragging rights over
Yes.
over the people
Over
that
it.
that are
Over it.
here.
So for me, I just think the player I think I have to think might be the game changer. A lot of people might not believe me. Is Uche Nakano.
Mm,
I just trust her so much that both right, left, they get everything. They get Uche has got it. So I think Uche Nakano might be someone that can really cause the damage because I don't think the fans really know much about her. But I know that it's
mm,
someone that if you give, if you sniff your goal, you are really in trouble.
mm.
That's my
And I
opinion.
mean, Uchenna Kanu for sure, she has good attacking potential, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
I think my only issue with Uchenna Kanu sometimes is that she can be indecisive.
Yes.
In my own observation. I remember at the WAFCON, there were many times where she would get the ball, she would run down the left flank, and you're like, do something. Are you
Mm-hmm.
passing? Are you
Mm-hmm.
shooting? Are you crossing? What exactly are you doing? And she will just be indecisive and to get to the point whereby the defender will close her down and they'll win the ball back, or she will
Yes.
just run out of space. But her attacking quality, cannot be doubted. She knows
Yes.
how to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, we saw the fine goal that she scored against the USA when we faced
Yes.
them
Yes.
in that friendly.
Yes.
So she can definitely be an important player for us. And I mean, now she plays in the USA, so she plays against a lot of these Canadian players,
Yes.
nearly every week, even though she hasn't had the best start to life in the USA.
Yes.
She's still a talented player, and it'll be interesting to see.
Yes.
Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the squad numbers for the Super Falcons heading to this World Cup.
Yes.
They traveled to Brisbane.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they traveled yesterday, July 16th, and at the
Yes.
same time, when they arrived, they had their official team photo shoot. The squad list was announced with the official
Yes.
numbers. FIFA have updated their website with the pictures and
Yes.
everybody's data. Very quickly for those that may not have seen it, number one, Tochukwu Oluwehi. Number two, Ashley Plumpter. Number three, Osinachi Ohale. Number four, Glory Ogbonna. Number five, Onome Ebi. Number six, Ifoma Onumonu. Number seven, Tony Payne. Number eight, Asisa Toshuala. Number nine, Desire Opera Nozie. Number 10, Christy Uchebe. Number 11, Gift Monday. Number 12, Uche Nakanu. Number 13, Deborah Abiodun. Number 14, Oluwatosin Dimei. Number 15, Rashidat Ajibade. Number 16, Chiamaka Enadozie. 17, Francisca Odega. 18, Halimatu Ainde. 19, Jennifer Echegini. 20, Rofia Timura. 21, Esther Okoronkwo. And 22, Alozie, sorry, and 23, Yewande Balogun. Um, I'll let you go first. What do you think about the jersey numbers assigned to the players? Is there anything that jumps out at you immediately you see it?
Yeah. It's Christy Uchebe is number 10, She is Christy Uchebe's number 10, and she will be the one to wear that iconic number 10, Great players have actually what won, especially in the main national team too, Christy Ushebe's wearing number 10 really stands out. And I can see clearly here that Opara knows here she's back with her jersey. Don't forget that she wasn't there
Number 9.
during the WAFCON. So she's back with her jersey, the owner. Now the jersey has been returned to the owner. And I can see clearly that the new guys in the team, they took the most, the least, the ones that is not really the odd numbers, like Ichegine, Imoran, Okoronkwo, Alozi, and Balogun. For me, the one that stands out
Mm.
basically would be Christy Uchebe. That's for me. Osinachi always like a
Yeah,
number 3. So Osinachi is gonna wear
yeah.
that number 3. I think that's why Plumter went for 2. And FB will also be 5. I don't think you can actually argue that one with her. And
With
another
that
thing
one.
is that
Yeah.
if you're my Onumono wearing number 6, so
Number
nobody would
6.
think she's a top striker, but wearing number 6 is gonna be something. It's gonna be something different. So that I like to see from that jersey numbers.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean, I would agree with you. The one that definitely jumps in your face is Christy Uchebe wearing the
yeah,
number 10 jersey.
jersey,
I
yes,
mean, we know that number 10, even at club level, national team level, number 10 is a serious number.
yes.
Interestingly enough, when I saw it, I messaged her on WhatsApp. I said, Christy, you see 10. I said, okay, big tournament is coming up now. She
It's
was just
coming up. It's
laughing.
coming up. It's coming up.
But it's definitely an interesting one. Some people
Mm-hmm.
were saying that, oh, why did they not give Rashidat number 10? But for those that know, Rashidat likes her number 15.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any particular sentiment around it, but she's
Mm-hmm.
been wearing the number 15 for some time now, and she
Yes.
likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Even at her club, she wears number 16 for her club. And the
Mm-hmm.
only reason why she chose 16 for her club is because 15 was not available, so she just took the
Yes.
next one you know.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
if she
Yes.
had her way, she'd be wearing 15 for both club and country. Some
Yes.
other people were also talking about why is always he wearing just number 1, but Chiamaka has been wearing 16 right from time. When
Yes.
she got into the national team, she didn't have a chance to get that number 1
Mm-hmm.
jersey, and she's been wearing the 16. I think at this point she has just fallen in love with that number 16 jersey, and it has become kind of her mark. So
Mm-hmm.
there's really no real reason for her to change it. For her to
Yes.
change it at this point. Like you said, Ifeoma Onumonu wearing jersey number 6 is
Mm-hmm.
definitely an interesting one. People are going to be a little bit like, why is a striker wearing
Yes.
number 6?
Number 6. Yes.
But you know, let's see how it goes. Ogbonna wearing number 4, good one. Let me see. Oshuala, of course, Oshuala has been number
Oof.
8.
Number
She's
8.
wearing her number 8 jersey again for
Yes.
for Nigeria. Opera Nozie, like you said, the owner has come back to collect her jersey.
Yes.
Opera
So,
Nozie is wearing the number 9.
yes.
Uchenna Kanu, I know Uchenna Kanu likes number 12, so she'll be
Mm-hmm.
happy to have got the number 12 jersey now. Um, Deborah Biodun, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but did she wear number 13 when she was playing for under 20?
No, I think she was wearing number
Do
4.
you know?
I think she was wearing number 4.
Okay, she was wearing number 4.
Number 4. Yeah, I think she
You
was
know,
wearing number.
well,
She was wearing number 4 at that time. So
yes,
maybe.
yes, she wore number 4 yeah, correct.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
wore number 4 for under 20. I mean,
Yeah.
but maybe she could not bounce her senior Ogbonna for the number 4 this time. So
Yes.
she's wearing jersey number 13.
Mm-hmm.
Dimei is wearing jersey 14. Dimei jersey number 14. Odega has always been number 16. She
17. See,
likes that her
even
number, other than her number 17.
yes,
Yeah,
even
she
since
likes that her number
underage,
17. So I'm
she's
not,
underage. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised at all by that
Mm-hmm.
one. Ainde number 18.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Echegini, I like that Echegini is wearing number 19 because she's going to go under the radar. People will not expect a key
Yes.
player or an important player to wear
Mm-hmm.
number 19. And like I
Yes.
said earlier, I think she's going to be a key cog in the machine for us in that midfield if
Mm-hmm.
we're to achieve positive results. So I
Yes.
like the fact that Echegini is wearing that number 19.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Alozie wearing 22. I know that
Mm-hmm.
Alozie likes that number. She likes that number
Yes.
22. She's won it a lot for us since
Yes.
she joined the team. So
Yes.
no real surprise for me
Mm-hmm.
there. She also wears number 22 for her club, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that's
Yeah.
that's her number.
And one thing
And
is,
Yewande Balogun.
Balogun. Yeah, that's this. And one thing I want to say is this, it was like it's like Deborah Abiod that came in for Ngozi Okobi. So don't forget that Ngozi Okobi is the wear number 13.
Mm,
So Deborah just came to take
that
that jersey. That was the one available. They get it. So
that that
because at
that
the
is
last World
true.
Cup, it was Ngozi Okobi that actually wore that jersey.
Yes.
So it's now for Deborah Abiodun.
Mm.
So like
And
number 10.
hopefully
Number,
she can step up and she
yes,
can fill that role. I said hopefully she can fill that role, that
yes.
gap that has been left by
Left
Ngozi
by
Okobi.
this thing. Yes. I hope so too. I wish her best of luck. Yes.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, let us
So
move
can we just like
forward
look at
on.
some players that was part of the last World Cup and they didn't really make it to this World Cup. I can see some names like names like Ngozi Ebere. I know that I don't think she's like playing football for a while. I don't know. So I
No,
know we
she's I
discussed.
haven't Ngozi Okonjo in a while.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really like players like I know that some of them are actually what old, but I don't know. Maybe about Chiwendu Iezu.
Chinwendu Ehezo. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's now playing her football in Mexico, I believe.
Okay. Well, she was part of the last
Yeah,
World Cup.
she went to China. She was in China. Ihezuo, interesting thing with her. Ihezuo was one of these bright young strikers.
Yes.
She looked like a striker that could really come and make an impact. But I
Mm-hmm.
think at the club level, things did not just go so great for her at the club level. She was
Yes.
playing somewhere in Turkey. Was it Turkey that she was playing? Then
Mm-hmm.
she was able to get a move to China. Maybe she went to China to go and make some money.
Yes.
And then from China, she came back and now she's playing in Mexico. So she's no longer in the limelight. I know even a few times in the past camps that Coach
Mm-hmm.
Randy Waldron wanted to call her to his squad because of the COVID restrictions in China. Their own
Yes.
COVID was extra, extra, extra more than
Extra
anybody else.
extra
So
large.
because, because of restrictions, he could not even call her to some of his camps. So
Mm-hmm.
she has now just kind of faded
Yes.
away, unfortunately, and she's no longer,
In
in
the
the
radar
setup.
again.
Even
Yes.
a player like Chinaza Uchendu, for example,
Yes.
she was also a bright young player at the
Yes.
last World Cup,
Yes.
and then she made a move to SC Braga.
Yes.
She made a move to SC Braga in 2020 after the World Cup, or in
Yes.
2019 rather, after the World Cup,
Yes.
and then you know she got injured and
Mm-hmm.
things not just come back. She just did not pick up again from there. Very
Yes.
unfortunate one.
Yes.
Um,
It's
another player that
very
was at the
unfortunate.
last tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Another player that was at the last tournament is Anam Imo.
Yeah.
You know, Anam Imo. She too was a bright young striker then. She's
Mm-hmm.
only, I think right now she's only about 22 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So as at the last World Cup, she went there
Yeah.
as an 18-year-old,
Yeah.
and she
And
too, same thing. She was just not. In fact, I wouldn't even say it didn't go well for her because Anamimo was scoring goals
yes.
in her club
Mm-hmm.
in Sweden, but
Mm-hmm.
she was not really the first choice striker there.
Striker. Yeah.
She was not really the first choice striker.
And let me just add to that. In the last World Cup, Coach Thomas Denaby picked 4 players from the under 20. They were Chiamaka
Mm,
Dozie, Rashid Agibade, Anan Imo, and Chidema Okeke. But unfortunately,
okay.
yes, unfortunately, Chidema and Imo dropped out. So it was on it's now. Oh, and I think Crystal Ushebe, Ushebe was not there. Ushebe just
Uchebe was not in the last World
was
Cup.
not in last
Yeah.
World Cup. So now that 20, he picked four, two dropped that down, and two is still there. And fortunately for us, the two are there now. They're one of our best players.
Yeah,
So which actually was
yeah.
very good. Yes,
They're definitely one of my best players now. I mean,
yes,
there's still a number of like Alice Ogebe was in the last squad. She's
yes,
not here right
yes.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Amarachi Okoronkwo was
Yes,
another player that was in the last squad. She's
yes,
not here right now.
yes,
We had Evelyn Nwabuoku was
yes.
in the last squad.
Well, she was so
She's
old
not
then.
here right now, even though she's old. She's
Oh
old.
yeah.
Yeah, she's old. She's 37 or so now.
Yes,
Ogona Chukwudi was in the last squad.
yes,
She's not here right now.
yes,
Um, Jonathan Alaba, the
yes,
goalkeeper,
yes,
Jonathan Alaba, she was
yes,
our third goalkeeper in that last tournament.
yes.
She's not here right now. And you already spoke about Ngozi Ebere, the light skinned defender.
That skin
You
defender.
know, she
Yeah.
too, she too was a good player for us at that last tournament, and now
Mm-hmm.
she's not in the squad
She's not
anymore.
there.
So
No,
it's a very big change, and
it's a very big change.
a
Yes.
lot can change in 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Look at changing for yes. I know a lot can actually change for yes. Unfortunately, and this year too, how many players do we have from the local league? Because last World Cup we had like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We have seven players from the Nigerian league. But unfortunately, I think how many players do we have now from the Nigerian league? I think no,
Hmm.
maybe only and Onome Evi, which I doubt maybe has kicked any ball for Abia Warriors, Abia Zambia Angels, and
Abia Angels.
Zambia Angels.
Yeah. But
Yes,
to be fair, I would say I think it is a testament to the growth of Nigerian players, in my own
yes,
opinion.
yes.
Because, for example, two players like Rafia Timura and
Mm-hmm.
Tosin Dimein,
Yes,
all they did was they played well in the Under 20 World Cup and
yes.
they immediately got moves to France.
Move to France.
Whereas before, 4 years ago, a player would do well on a 20 will
Mm-hmm.
still struggle a little bit to be able to get that move abroad.
Get that move abroad. Yes.
So it speaks to the test to just the way players are able to leave Nigeria
Mm.
much quicker and better now.
Yes.
A player like Deborah Abiodun, even though she's in school, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a player like that before would just still be in Nigeria playing
Yes.
football.
Today.
So some people look at it as neglecting the local league,
Mm-hmm.
but I look at it as more of our players are just able to move abroad now. Our best players are playing abroad.
Yes.
And excuse me, our best players are playing abroad. And in my own opinion, you know, you have to pick the best players for a
Yes.
tournament like
Like this.
this.
Yes.
It's going to be very hard for you to convince me that a certain player in the local league is doing better than some of the players that are on this
On
on
this.
this squad.
Yes. Yes.
Um, so yeah,
Yes.
um, let's move on to the next this thing. Let's
What
talk
cup?
about
Okay.
Canada versus Nigeria.
Yeah.
The game proper.
Yes.
Um, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen in that match? Can you know, in your best opinion,
Mm-hmm.
what are you expecting to see in that game against Canada?
I expect three things from Canada. I expect them to isolate our players. You know, I expect them to actually what
Mm.
isolate our players in tight spaces to see maybe they can win ball back early. They get an attack or straight away. I also expect them to suffocate us in the wings. So, but the third one is that I also expect them to put crosses and see and test us because if you look at our previous appearance at the World Cup, it's have been corner kicks, have been set
Mm.
pieces. So I expect them to be that approach. But I looked at the Canadian goalkeeper. I think she can keep for a men's team. She can give for the men's team. She's so she's so good. She's so good. The saves she was making when I saw her, the saves she was making, I was like, that is unreal. You know, there's some shots you play. against the female goalkeeper, you see that, oh, this boy is going. But the way her saves brilliant. So I think that we need to do more. But we need someone that is very pacey and test the back line for Canada. That's what I think. Because if it's crosses too, I don't think we have enough height up front. I said they were going to use Ifeoma Numeno, but I
Mm.
just
I
expect
think in
those
terms
things.
of
Yes.
mm,
Uh,
I was just going to say, in terms of, I mean, our height up front,
mm-hmm.
we have Oshuala who is good in the air. You know,
Yes.
Oshuala is good in the air. Onumono is good in the air. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully the two of them can come to first. If Oparanozie is playing as well, you know, you expect her to be a physical presence.
Yes.
A player like Uche Nakanu, even though she's not the tallest, she
Mm-hmm.
also scores quite
Yes. A
a
few
few
heads.
headers. You know,
Yes.
I've watched her score a number of headers. So, you know,
We
we
can. Oh,
can hope that these players will come to.
yes. So I just expect that the midfield
You
that
know,
is going to be tough, and but in that game, I don't know why I think Nigeria will win. I don't know why. I just confident that
mm,
we can actually just get the job done that day. But it's going to be a very nail
mm.
biting match. You're going to be on our seat. We're going to, it's not going to be easy game. It's going to be one attack to
No,
the other.
it's definitely not going to be easy.
Yes,
It's definitely not going to be easy. You know, we
yes,
have to be so focused.
yes,
I like Tosin Dimei, and you know, if she starts that game, that's the one challenge that I think she's going to have. But I hope that you know she has really grown playing in the French Division One feminine. You know, I hope that she has really grown in terms of that concentration and positioning. You know,
yes,
because you have to be focused all the time. It's
yes,
90 minutes. You cannot
mm-hmm,
afford to sleep for 1 second because they will
yes,
capitalize and they will score a goal. Set
mm-hmm,
pieces, you have to make sure that you're in the right position. You have to
mm-hmm,
make sure that you're following your player, you're marking your woman, you know,
mm-hmm.
very closely. But I also I don't know. I hope it is not blind faith. You know, I hope it is not just stupid patriotism. But I honestly also believe that we can pull a result. I
Yes,
in my own estimation, I think the most likely thing that is coming to my mind is that we play a 2-2 draw with them.
mm-hmm,
That's what is has been ringing in my head, that we'll play a 2-2 draw. But
mm-hmm.
if we can also snatch a 2-1 win, you know,
Yes,
that would be a pleasant one for us if we can snatch a 2-1 win. Because if we
yeah,
can win that first game, it will give a huge boost of confidence,
yes.
you know, going into the other games
Other
in
games,
the
yes.
tournament. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we'll really start to believe if we can snatch a 2-1 win, or we can snatch any
Yes,
kind of win
mm-hmm.
against Canada. Um, so yes, you know, let's see what the Super Falcons can do.
Can do.
If you had to predict, okay, let's solidify the prediction. What is your scoreline? We'll come back to this after the game. What is your scoreline prediction for Canada versus Nigeria to open the World Cup?
2-1 Nigeria.
2-1 Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going for 2-2. You know, a
2-2.
draw.
Okay.
I'll go for 2-2, a draw. Hopefully,
Mm.
I'm wrong and we can win the game. You know,
Yes,
but
yes.
I'll go. I'll go for 2-2,
I
a
just
draw.
think 2-1 Nigeria.
Okay. Okay. Let's transition from the Super Falcons and quickly talk about the men's team. We won't waste
Yes,
too much time on this men's team because they're the ones that get all the praise. And we'll do another episode whereby we'll talk about this
yes,
in detail, and we'll talk about the whole draws.
yes,
But let's look very quickly. We spoke about it on the first episode, so it's
yes.
only right that we bring it, you know, to this episode as well. Talking
Mm-hmm.
about the FIFA World Cup qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup taking place in USA, Mexico, and Canada. The
Yes.
Super Eagles of Nigeria were drawn in Group C alongside South Africa, Benin Republic, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, and Lesotho. What do you think? What do you think of our group?
So, well, it's on paper, you know, we're actually with the top seed team. We should be able to qualify, but we know football is not played on paper. Football is 11 against 11, and the team that turns up that day will actually will win the game. But we all know that what we predict might not be what can actually what turn up that game. On paper, the most difficult team on paper is South Africa. But I've seen us lose at home to Guinea-Bissau before. We have drew 4-4 with Sierra Leone before, We had like terrible results before.
Yeah.
So we might see the South African game as like a must-win game. But Going away to Rwanda is also 3 points. So you must make sure you get the job done. But my only worry about this group is this: we are playing three teams from Kusafa, like average, like three teams from Kusafa, and the in that group they have the highest word representation in such a way that I'm not saying that they could do something for themselves, but they might want a representation from their own side, which might be hard for us. So
Mm,
what also makes it so dangerous is this: most of them don't have stadiums, so they'll be playing in South Africa. So South Africa will be playing home and away in South Africa. So you are playing at home, it's our home. You are playing away, it's our. For example, now Lesotho now, there's no stadium. They will play. I think it's going to be in South Africa. I think Rwanda too. I think Rwanda is going to get the Amahoro Stadium done before the World Cup qualifiers because they want to bring Arsenal to Rwanda. If you remember the visit Rwanda project with Arsenal, so Rwanda is trying to bring Arsenal to Kigali. So they want to finish a new stadium so they can bring Arsenal to come and play there. So I think that they might be ready. They might also use that stadium to play the qualifier against Nigeria. So, but looking at the game, looking at the team, looking at the groups, should be easy on paper. But we all know that it's a Super Eagles.
mm.
Yes.
And I think I agree with you. On paper, you expect it to be a group that we will qualify from.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest threats there you expect to be South Africa.
Yes.
But like you rightly said, we've seen our team lose against Guinea-Bissau. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen our team lose against CAR. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen our team blow lead against Sierra Leone. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen our team blew another lead against Sierra Leone, but we're lucky to score in the last minute of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's going to be a challenge. It's a marathon qualification round. The Super Eagles will just have to be focused in every match that they play. They cannot afford to take a game off because you easily need to win about 7 games to qualify from this group.
Yes.
So there's no room for mess up, and of course South Africa too would know that they have a good chance of qualifying as well if they can beat all the teams that they're supposed to beat, and then
Yes.
they can put up a fight against Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I believe that we'll qualify from this group. Honestly, I have faith in the boys. I have confidence in the team. But again, they just need to be very, very focused. I want the coach, whoever the coach is, probably Jose Pesero, but I want the coach to select the best players for each match.
Mm-hmm.
Don't select anybody that's just going to weaken the team in the name of leadership or anything like that. Select the
Mm-hmm.
best players, let them go there and do a job. A new season is coming up. We'll see how our players are playing in the new season. If somebody is not playing well, then don't necessarily just call the person up. If somebody is on fire, and the person deserves to be in the team, give them a chance. I know that the team would obviously change from match day to match day.
Yes.
But I just want to see fairness in the selection. Give us the best chance to win. Give us the best chance to qualify. Because in that game against Ghana, that game still haunts, so many of us Nigerian fans. That game is in our memories, just there haunting us. Rather that 1-1 draw we played against Ghana. And even the first leg as well, I
Yes.
just felt like we did not necessarily have our best tools for the
Mm-hmm.
best chance of qualifying,
Yes.
and it's painful, that we will
Mm-hmm.
be knocked out of a tournament like that.
Yeah.
Nobody should just be there to fill spots.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing is that the battle for places is
Mm-hmm.
going to be serious.
Yes.
Sadiq Umar is back,
Yes.
so he's going to want to get the spots back in the national team.
Yes.
Victor Boniface is going to continue scoring his goals and is going to
Mm-hmm.
try to struggle to find his way into the national
Yeah.
team.
Yes.
Players like Onyedika, players like
Mm-hmm.
Alassane, they are
Yes.
going to want to find their way into the national team. So the
Yes.
battle for places is heating up. Wilfred Ndidi obviously always in the team, but we want to be able to show us because Ndidi has not been himself in a while. So he would
Yes.
want to show us that he's still a quality player for
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria. It's going to be interesting. I
Yeah.
think we'll qualify. I think we'll qualify. Thank God Ghana is not in the group.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah. Let me ask you a
it's an
question.
interesting one. And of course,
Yeah.
yeah,
Let
go
me
on.
just ask you a question. Who can be the banana peel in this group that you can see that this team might just be one team that we are not focused on and they might cause trouble. A lot of people are saying South Africa, but
Um,
which team can
I
you
mean,
see?
South Africa is the obvious
Obvious.
one that
Mm-hmm.
you would want to say, oh yeah, this is the team. But I think I would maybe look at Benin Republic
Yes.
and say that Benin Republic is a team that can cause problems for us if
Mm-hmm.
we are not so focused. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the story writes itself. They have our coach, our former coach,
Yes.
Genebro,
Yeah.
as their coach.
And
You know,
assistant too.
so yes,
Yes.
an assistant as
Tunde
well.
Adelaku.
Tunde Adela. Yes. So it's going to be one that I think the Benin Republic players will be very motivated.
Mm-hmm.
They even have a Nigerian striker on their team, Tosin Ayegun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they will be very, very motivated when they play that game against Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
They would want to impress. They would want to show that, they are a quality side. They even
Mm-hmm.
have another Nigerian player, Junior Olaiton,
Yes,
is
I like to.
also on their team. You
Yes.
know, so it's going to be one that for the coach, for some of the players,
Mm-hmm.
they would want to show that they can beat Nigeria. And
Yes.
let's be honest, every team in that group is going to come and play Nigeria hoping to play their best game. You
Yes.
know, when on paper we're the best team in the group, so
Mm-hmm.
everybody will come to Nigeria and want to play their heart out. So
Yes.
we cannot afford to not give our best in every match because
Yes.
easily, we can easily go and lose 1-0 against Benin if
Yes.
we're not taking care of our job. So
Yes.
I would say Benin Republic could be the potential banana peel for
Uh,
the
yes.
Super Eagles. Hopefully not, but if I had to choose one, I would say Benin Republic.
Yes. For me, I think the away game against Zimbabwe will not be easy. The
Mm,
away game against Zimbabwe will not actually would be easy because we're going to be playing in Harare. I think the stadium is now okay because before they used to
mm.
play their home game in South Africa. So I think we're going to be playing Harare. So I think it might probably be a very difficult game for us. But if we can win five of all our home games and try and beat Lesotho, Rwanda, and if we manage to draw the three, just win 7 or 8 games, I think we should be fine. I think we qualify too. I believe in the boys. I think they should be pumped. They should be gingered to actually work because some of them, if they miss out on this World Cup, they might not have the opportunity again to play in any World Cup again. So it's gonna be sad. Imagine Osimhen is gonna be around 20. How many years old? So it's gonna be very tough. So they have to make sure that they get the job done. It's just 3 years away. It's not far. Hmm.
Yeah,
It's there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not talk too much about the Super Eagles. We'll give
Yes.
them their time on a
Yes.
future episode. But just very quickly, that was nice to
Yes.
touch on the group. We're
Yes.
coming to the end of this episode, so let me just do quick plug for those that are watching. If you would like to get the hoodie that I'm wearing, Smith Layi doesn't have his own on today,
Yeah.
but if you would like to get the Nigeria hoodie, make
Mhm.
sure you check out EaglesTrackerShop.com and get yours today. We ship to every country in the world, every
Yes.
country, no kidding.
Yes.
As long as you're on planet Earth, you can place an order and you will get yours. High quality material, high quality print, very, very comfortable. And of
Yes.
course, you're repping Naija. And you can also get your own Nigeria jersey phone case. You can customize it with any player's name or number, or you can, of course, get your own name or number on EaglesTrackerShop.com. Okay. To wrap up the episode 2 of the Niger FC podcast. It seems like we've so what they say, so far yet so close, or I forget the way to put it. But
Mhm.
I'm very excited that we're already recording episode 2.
Yes.
But let's quickly talk about a transfer that happened today, that was official today, in the morning of today before we recorded this podcast. A young Nigerian striker, Victor Olatunji. He just made a move from FC Slovan Liberec to AC Sparta Prague. Both clubs are in the Czech league, but it's a step up for him. Slovan Liberec, I think, maybe finished mid-table in the Czech league last season, whereas Sparta Prague were the champions of the league, and they signed
Yeah.
him. They signed him to a multi-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
Their director of football, interestingly enough, is Thomas Rosicky. You
Yes.
know, Thomas Rosicky, the former Arsenal player, and
Yes.
they had a lot of good things to say about him and about his potential, and they really believe that he's somebody that can make a difference for their team and really bring a new spark to their attack. What do you think of the transfer? What do you think of the potential of this boy, Victor
Yeah.
Latunji?
Yeah, I think it's a good move. It's a step up, like you said, and that's actually what he's actually in this form of his life. It's called, I think it's called 10 goals last season. So that's actually what one of the best seasons is having, and his transfer market has really was gone up to. So everything actually was working well for him now. Just to remember that you know he's is a player that we can actually look forward to. He's a player that is very strong. He's very strong playing center forward. He can also play from the left occasionally. So I expect him to actually to eat to also to have a very good season this season again, because don't forget that Sparta that is joining, they are expect to win games. They are not like Liberec, so they expect to win games. So there's going to be a lot of pressure. So it's not as if you are going there. When you draw, it's like a failure. They get in Sparta, you must win. They get even home and away, you must win. So let's see how you can actually handle this pressure. And I'm happy. So when you play for teams like this, you develop like winning mentality. You want to win because you are expected to win every week. So it's a good thing for him. And, with what I've been hearing about him, I'm really, really happy for him. And I just wish him the best of luck. Maybe from Sparta, one good season in the Champions League or so, just realize that one club is coming. You never know. He's still a young player that,
Yeah.
which you look forward for. It's a good player.
And the good thing is that his trajectory has been fairly quick because the team that he moved from to join Sparta, Slovan Liberec,
Mm-hmm.
he only joined them last summer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He only joined Slovan Liberec last summer. So
Yes.
one season he did well for them. The
Yes.
top team in the country is signing him. So
Mm-hmm.
if he can do well this season as well, who knows? He can move to another club in a year or two. And the
Yes.
good part is that Sparta Prague, they'll be playing in Europe this season because they qualified for, rather because they won their league.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also potential for him. I think they still have to go through um
Playoffs.
qualifiers.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes,
preference.
playoffs for the Champions League. But
Yes.
even if they don't qualify for the Champions League, I will
Mm-hmm.
expect them to fall in the Europa League,
Mm-hmm.
or even worst case scenario, if they lose in the Europa League playoffs as well, they can
Yes.
still fall into the Conference
Yes.
League playoffs. But he'll be playing in Europe, it will be an interesting one for him. And of course, he's a player that I've been following quite closely in the past year and a half. I'm wishing him all the best. Hopefully he can continue to play at that very, very, good level. And the
Yeah.
best is yet to come for Victor Latunji. I believe so. And it honestly just speaks furthermore to what we're saying about competition for places. Nigeria, we
Yes.
have too many strikers. Like the number of strikers we produce is it's so incredible. We
Yes.
still have other players like Ako Adams, we have
Mm-hmm.
Mohamed Tijani,
Mm-hmm.
we have so many strikers. Um,
Yes.
I'm sure like it's going to be a difficult decision for the coach,
Yes.
and that's
Yes.
why I'm interested in seeing if he will just continue choosing the popular,
Mm-hmm.
old boys in the likes of Kelechi, the likes of, Murphy,
Move.
Awoni, or
Yes.
if he would actually ever be able to give other people a chance if they're actually doing well.
Yes.
We have to wait and see.
So let me just say this thing. So,
Okay.
Sparta Prague will join the Champions League in the third qualifying round before the
Mm.
playoff. So they are not far off. We just hope that maybe they can actually just strong. They have a very
Eh,
strong team.
the The thing with all these Champions League qualifying rounds,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, sometimes it just depends on your draw. It
Yes.
just depends on who you face. You
Yes.
know, because some teams that qualify, they'll just get easy draws and they're able to qualify.
Yes.
Whereas sometimes they can just draw you against a tough team from another country and you're just like, ah,
Yes.
no chance, no
Mm-hmm.
chance for you. You know.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, like I said, even if they don't make the Champions League, I fully expect them to at least make the Europa League,
Yes.
or
Mm-hmm.
at worst the
Yes.
Conference League.
The conference league. Yes. I think so too. At least, if you look at it now, Olayinka's Red Star, I think they're going to be in the group stage of the Champions League straight away. So it's also another player we can actually watch out there. So maybe a different transfer that might happen. We read in the British tabloid today that Victor Boniface, Everton made inquiry with about Victor Boniface, the possibility to see maybe they can actually add Boniface to their ranks. So the hierarchy in Everton wants to get not get rid, they are open to selling their Mary Gray. So they are looking at Victor Boniface to join them. Unfortunate, I don't need to say unfortunately. He had a very good season last test season, and I'm surprised that
Yeah.
clubs are not really running over, falling over, pushing him from one corner to the other. Gift Urban have been having like beats, but I just think that what's your opinion about him coming to the Premier League? Do you think it's too early for Victor Boniface?
I mean, it's for me, it is a big step for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but it is not an impossible step. Boniface is a supremely talented player, in my own opinion.
Yes.
Um, he has the potential to do well in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest with you, I think he's better than the Mary Gray. I
Yes.
honestly think so. Um, but at the same time, the Premier League is a league that just does not give you a lot of time to adapt. You
Yes.
know, you have to come and you have to hit the ground running right from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So if he joins, he's going to have to really impress and prove his worth. But you know, I don't know. It depends on the kind of offers that he has.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the offer that he has and he doesn't have that many more,
Mm-hmm.
then why not, take that leap of faith, go and challenge yourself at that level. Hopefully Everton is not struggling for relegation next season so that nobody say we could just get another player in relegation battle. But
Yeah.
you know, I will be happy if that happens,
Mm-hmm.
Everton as well, Premier League, it'll be more money for him.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be happy if that happens for
What?
sure.
Yeah. What about the possibility of having Alex Iwobi on the right, Boniface on the left, and
And
both of them
Boniface and
they are going to AFCON next year? Why would Everton relegate if if they join and two of them keep playing?
go
Well,
to AFCON in January.
yes, now, of course, in January, and they have to miss so many games. So, you have to look at the business very well to see maybe, you can actually is what you can actually do. Because for a struggling team that just maybe probably invested in, a very young, bright talent, they want that talent to actually be there all season. Because I can tell you, if Boniface is playing the Premier League week in, week out and performing well, it's going to be very hard for Pasero to overlook him. It's going to be very hard.
So, yeah,
It's going to be very
yeah.
hard. In fact, there's going to be a media war against him, against Pasero, that no way he has to actually be called. So, for my opinion, I think that
Mm.
signing Nigerian players, signing African players now is like something that you have to think very well. That so that they will not just disappear during AFCON and the whole thing. So I know
No, but I mean, it will be a good move for him. I know. I had a private conversation with him earlier,
mm,
some weeks back. And he didn't give me any information, but he just told me that a lot was happening.
mm,
Those were the words that he used. He told me that a lot is happening. So I'm fully expecting something to happen for him this summer. I mean, he
hmm.
already scored in preseason for Union
Yes,
Sengilua, so
yes,
we know that he still has a scoring boots.
mm,
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It
yeah,
would be nice if he's able to join, even if he's not in the Prem. it would be nice if he's able to join a team that is playing Europa League. You
Yes.
know, in maybe Germany or France. It would be
France.
nice.
Yes.
But let's see what happens. Let's see what
Mhm.
happens.
Yes.
Okay, let us wrap up for today.
Yes.
Um, there's so much more that we can continue to discuss, but let's just call it a day
Yes.
on episode 2
Yeah.
of the Naija
Naija
FC
FC
podcast.
podcast. Yeah.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone that has watched up to this point. If you have any topic suggestions, anything that you want us to discuss, any
Discuss.
questions that you have for us, you can always leave your comments, below the video. Leave us your suggestions, leave us your opinions,
Yes.
ask us questions, and we'll be glad to answer them and talk about them on the show whenever
Yes.
we record the
Yes.
next episode. Um, Smith, final word for our new followers and our new audience.
Yes, I just big ups to them. I'm really impressed with the comments and the way people accepted this podcast. This is why we can stay awake here and still record a different section. So thank you. We want you to continue. Don't forget, not only you, this good news is not for only you. Share it, subscribe, resubscribe. In fact, with all your accounts, subscribe so that listen to it. I know a lot of people
Subscribe.
said that.
Use your sister's account, your brother's
Yeah,
account
subscribe.
to
Any account,
subscribe.
just
Yes.
subscribe. Because I know I hear comments too that people say, "Oh, I watch it twice because I can't just leave it." How can for you to stay 1 hour plus and watch these things? No, big ups to you guys. We keep on, and I promise you, we will not disappoint you. See, the best is coming. This you were just taking the bird from our pockets. Don't worry. Yes, yeah,
Yes. Yes. The best is yet to come. All
yes,
right. Thank you very much, guys. Once again, my name is Ayoti, and
yes.
my co-host is
Smith, Layi.
yes. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. Yeah.